Alright, so in this video we'll be looking at a mini project, or kind of a project that is at the end of the course, and this will be a calculator. It looks basic and it looks simple, but when you get to the code, it will be covering almost everything of what we have covered so far in Java in this particular video series. So stick with me till the end. It's going to be fun, and this particular piece of segment will just be the demonstration of this particular application, and it will behave just like a normal calculator. You can add values here. It gives 31, subtract values, then find the mod, that gives 7, and then you can just clear the values out. You can just press this backspace button and they will all just go individually away, and you can also perform some complex functions with complex calculations with the parentheses and the hierarchy as here. Yeah, that's all it gives. Looks pretty basic. Functions are also basic, but we'll be covering everything that is there in this course. So I'll see you in the coding part. Okay, so now we have come to this VS Code page, and we'll just be coding the HTML out for the particular calculator, which we have shown earlier in the demo. So this video, that is the part 1 of this particular project, will contain the HTML, and the next part will contain the JavaScript. So let's just get started rightly with the boilerplate. Let's have an h2 here, which gives the title calculator. Let's define a table which has a cell padding of 10. Let's define some table rows, or TRs, and the first table row will contain the input. We'll have this as read only, and we will also have a placeholder here which says enter the expression, and it will have an ID of cal input. Let's have another button here which says an on click, which has an on click actually. Let's just rename this as reset button, or I'm sorry, this is the backspace button actually. Let's just rename this as backspace. And yeah, that will have the function here, backspace, which will be defining in the JavaScript part of this course. And yeah, for the symbol, we will have if you just type the backspace symbol on Google and you see this page, then just copy this one and paste it here. Alright, simple. That's our backspace button, and we'll also have a class here which is the backspace btn, and that's our first row. For the second row, we'll have a bunch of TDs. Within the TDs, we'll have buttons nested within, which has the values class of value. Let me just paste this so that this video doesn't get too long in some repetitive stuff. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and this one will be the C button, which will have a not have a class here, but it'll have a function on click reset btn, and we just call that, and that's it. Let me just replicate this, since we'll be needing it 5 more times. Right, we'll just be needing this 5 more times. Let me just rename this to 4 5 6, and this will be a plus, and the class will be again value and not a function here. And yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 7 8 9, and then a minus, and then we'll have a dot, a slash, a star, and the modulus operator. That is, yeah. So that's the dot represents the decimal dot, the slash represents the division, multiplication is represented by the asterisk, and the mod is the percentage symbol. So this one will consist of the parenthesis, and this one will be the modulus. Sorry, this one will be the multiplication, this one will be the division, this one will be the 0. Of course 0 is required in the calculator. Okay, so that was a small mistake there, I'm sorry. So corrected that, dot 0 slash star, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and a modulus. And finally we'll have result click function. We'll have a function here on click, and that will be named as equals, and this is basically this will basically give the result for us. When we just click the equals button, we'll just get the evaluated expression, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this HTML. Let's also actually have the CSS first, so that it looks a little more better than this, the plain HTML. Alright, so let's just paste this particular CSS here. Mind you that this is not a CSS course, so we're not covering CSS, anything of CSS here. I'll just be leaving a link of this particular CSS snippet in the description. It's a really basic CSS, nothing really fancy. If you also want to know more about the CSS part of this and about CSS in general, then you can just go to the other videos. There is the other playlist that covers CSS in this particular channel. But yeah, that's pretty much it for CSS. Let's just open this in the live server and see what we get. As you can see, okay, we have to link the CSS actually. Okay, let's just link the CSS now. Link style sheet, and href will be yeah, now it should look good. Yeah, as you can see, we have got the styling correct, just like the demo, and that's it. So this is how the HTML looks like. Let me just go through the HTML again at just a glance. Just a glance of all the HTML we've written now. H2 is a calculator, that is a heading. Table, we are defining a table here. It consists of an input, that's read only, button that represents the backspace, and we'll have the function written in the JavaScript part soon. We'll have the various number buttons and the operations that can be performed, including modulus, subtraction, addition, and anything that's included in a particular calculator. We'll also have the parenthesis, and we finally compute the whole expression with the help of this equals button, which we'll be defining in the JavaScript section again. So that's pretty much it for the HTML part. I'll see you guys in the JavaScript part. Thank you.